Welcome to Core Finance, sponsored by Beaufort Securities. I'm joined this morning by Ronnie Chopra. He is an author for Wall Street Wires. Morning to you, Ronnie.
Morning.
Let's go through some slides that have been prepared by the team. Let's kick off with market movers. The headline, FTSE slightly positive as Visa data shows decline in UK retail spending. A good week for the FTSE last week. Onward and upward this week?
That's a good question. We're up slightly this morning. Depends on what Donald Trump does, maybe. Depends on economic data. We've got some corporate news out later on in the week. But this decline in UK retail spending is not good news for, well, certainly retail stocks.
Yeah.
Because there's less consumer spending. So that's not really good news for the FTSE.
I question this 50-50 chance of recession if it may be 60-40, 70-30 in favour of a UK recession.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell. I mean, like, GDP figures were better than expected when they came out, a week or two ago. But also, if economic data isn't good for the UK, then that will cause the pound to fall. So that means that the FTSE 100 should benefit from that fall in the pound because the FTSE 100 is, 70% dollar earner.
Okay, let's move on to the FTSE, one to watch this morning. Paddy Power, Betfair, the tie-out of the bookies. The chief exec's walked out.
So an 8% decline in the share price.
8% decline, and the numbers are out tomorrow. So
strange time to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's look at the AIM market, the AIM one to watch. Purple Bricks, an estate agent you should work for.
They've trebled this year. It's a remarkable rise, taking business away from the standard estate agent, where the business model is completely different. But these Purple Bricks, they charge a fraction of what the estate agent charges, and so
disruptive technology.
Exactly, and they've obviously done extremely well this year, and they've entered the Australian market, and they're hoping to enter the US market. So
the market cap is what,
1.3 billion or something ridiculous.
Extraordinary.
Yeah, 4 times the size of Foxtons.
Incredible. Right, let's talk about currencies. The pound, the Great British Pound, the pound against the US dollar, 130.51. The euro against the Great British Pound down at 90.41. You're a bull of cable. You're talking about 140 eventually.
I think so, yeah, 140. But obviously on Friday, the non-farm payroll figures were very good, and that gave a boost to the dollar against all the major currencies. So the pound slipped back. But yeah, I still see the pound appreciating against the dollar. This year we should see 140. Against the euro at the moment, we're pretty much 110, which is the pound has fallen quite sharply in the last few months. Euro strength is remarkable. Recently, against the US dollar, we're approaching 120. So, yeah, I mean, I hope the pound doesn't fall to parity against the euro.
Well, I think if you're
at the airport, it is.
I was just going to say, if you're at the airport, that's the case. Okay, so let's move swiftly on to broker recommendations. An extraordinary event here. Deutsche Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland, new rec hold, previous rec hold, target 275. 275. Now, you've done a separate video. You like Royal Bank of Scotland.
Yeah.
They should be in your portfolio, in your humble opinion.
The shares currently, they're slightly below that 275 level. I think around 263, 264 the last time I looked. No, I think their results are very good on Friday. You know, if you double what the analysts expect, then that should obviously bode well for the shares in Royal Bank of Scotland.
And we thought a reasonable chart as well.
A good chart, a good recovery situation. They've lagged behind the rest of the sector, so I think they've got some catching up to do. And obviously, years ahead from 2018, they'll be making billions of pounds per year in profit.
Okay, let's talk about the core number. The core number today is 1.7 billion. Headline here, that's the 1.7 billion, the combined amount paid by Sky and BT pre-season, per season for the Premier League rights. I think that equates to £11 million per match, I think I read, for the Sky games. Obviously, there were some headlines in the Sunday Telegraph this weekend about BT and their involvement in sport. We've seen Amazon coming into the tennis. And we've seen subscription numbers down. I think in all of Sky's subscriptions on sports down 20% at the beginning of the year.
Really?
So this pay-per-view is...
Yeah, I think Amazon wants to take over the world,
I'm
doesn't
sure
it?
they will take over the world. Okay, let's wrap up with the economic diary. The calendar today in the US, quite a quiet day. Labour market conditions, an MOFC member speaks, and the consumer credit change. So nothing really to shake the markets one way or the
Quiet
other.
Monday.
Final thoughts. The trend is your friend. Don't buck the trend.
I think, yeah, for the foreseeable future, but we're coming into, well, the middle of summer, so volumes are a lot lower, so there is a chance that we could get some erratic movements on light volumes, because it's easier to, for the want of a better word, manipulate the market.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, just be cautionary. Obviously, the markets have had a very good run over the last, well, since Trump got elected. But yeah, just be careful. Don't be over-exuberant, overconfident, because it probably only takes one day for a massive change.
Ronnie, lovely thoughts. Thank you very much for your time.